move on to this. So Chris Brown, and I know the Breezy fans are going to be on me because we talk about this time to time, but can Chris Brown make a classic album? Now, why am I asking that? I'm asking that because Chris Brown announced that he has a new album dropping on November the 10th, and I think, or November 11th, and it's going to be 11 songs, right? Or 10 songs, something like that.
11. It's all 11.
11.
Yep.
The shortest album he's dropped in recent memory. Typically, when Chris Brown drops an album, it's like 35 songs on there, and he does that for the algorithm. He does that for chart placement and all this other stuff. But a fan was like, only 11 songs, we want more. And he was like, basically, look, love, I want to put more on there, but I'm trying to do something different. So I was talking to my homeboy Coop, and because we chop it up all the time, man. And I was saying that I'm anxious. I ain't gonna say anxious, but I'm looking forward to this shorter version of a Chris Brown album because he's been drowning himself out. His albums have been coming out, but they haven't been memorable. Right. And I feel like a lot of it is because he tries some of everything and he makes playlists instead of albums. Right. And he does not have a classic album to this day. I feel like he has classic singles, classic songs, collaborations, features for sure.
You don't think Graffiti was a classic?
No.
He's being funny right now.
I'm being serious.
You being dead serious? Well, this is the same guy that said T.I. versus T.I.P. was a classic song.
Yeah.
We got
T.I. versus T.I.P. is definitely a classic album.
All right, but no, let me finish this out. But I feel like he doesn't have one, and I think that maybe his team, maybe he's seen Red's View, and we critiqued him, and we've been saying, "Hey, man, shorten this up. You need to leave a legacy musically, because right now, if he was to stop doing music, I can't come to if an alien came to me and say, "Hey, man, let me hear some Chris Brown. What album can you have me play?" I would say Fame, but I couldn't say he made a monumental classic type of Thriller, Confessions. You know what I'm saying? Those type of albums. So I'm looking forward to this album, and hopefully, since it's condensed to 11 tracks, we actually get an album. But PM, give me your thoughts on it. What you think?
I mean, I'm a fan of Chris Brown's music, so I'm looking forward to it too. I think condensing it down to 11 might be the best thing he can do. Like I said, I'm a fan, and I haven't finished a Chris Brown album in years. I get to like the first 12 tracks, and then I'll be like, all right, what else is on? So, and I'm a fan. I really am a fan. Like I support Chris Brown, even though half the world turned their back on him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
CJ, what you got?
Chris Brown had an album that was 3 hours long. It was 45 songs, man. Heartbreak on a Full Moon.
And I love the first 10.
No, and there's probably plenty of bangers on there.
Right.
Matter of fact, if you took the best 11 songs, that might be his classic. Or you could say the same for Indigo. You take the best 11 songs, you might be on to something.
Right.
He does not have a classic. I think he's a dope artist, though. But I think Exclusive is the best album with Kiss Kiss, Take You Down, Wall to Wall. I think that's probably his best, but it ain't a classic. Right. But let's be honest, though. When was the last classic male R&B album? Bryson Tiller, maybe?
Nah,
definitely. Do you consider Ready by Trey Songz?
Ready is definitely a classic. Stop it.
I'm just saying, no, I agree that it is. I'm just saying, you don't think it was a classic?
You don't think Ready is a classic, bro?
Trigger Trey?
You don't think Trey Songz Ready is a classic?
I gotta run it back. It's been a minute.
That album was hard.
That's a classic, bro.
I gotta check it. I gotta run it back.
That album is like 17 songs long, and it only got like one song I don't like.
I'll have to run it back. To be fair, I'll run it back. But I say that to say, with him emptying the hard drive on these last couple of projects that he's done, just like dumped them, I am super glad to hear an 11 track. I think the sweet spot is 13. From my personal opinion, if you take your best 13 songs, now you got something cooking. That's a ride to the city. That's a Madden game. That's like you can actually take in a full body of work at one sitting. Right. So I'm actually looking forward to this. And this is the first Chris Brown album I'm looking forward to in years. And I think he's talented. I think he's dope.
Yeah, and I think that at his age now, because me and him the same age, he needs to be trying to make a stamp musically, like Chris Brown did that. A lot of the songs he's been coming out with in the recent years remind me of Usher's "Here I Stand." You had a Confessions, but then you drop down to what everybody else is doing. Chris Brown needs to do something to be like, man, Chris Brown did that.
Right.
Besides performing and everything, he's at an age now where he needs to dibble and dab into something we will remember, something that's highly revered, and even if it's not a classic album, something that we can listen to that's condensed to where we can say, okay, this was an album, because all he got is the ball is in his court.
Oh, for sure.
Literally,
Yeah.
he's been relevant all these years. He's been relevant, and that's all that he's been doing. But the thing is, push it a little further. Make it be 11 tracks, make it be 13 tracks, and then something that we can listen to. And if it's good, if all those tracks are good, hey, we in the money.
I think we all agree, though, he has the capability to give us 11 fire songs. I don't think anybody's doubting that, though.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.